So, yeah. Jeepers creepers, lemon peepers, I am hyped. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I do not know if there are many people in attendance to the game right now. I will just do a little check, but if you're here bright and early, kudos to you. You have notifications on, you are active, and we love active players. Welcome, everyone. Let me just make sure. We got a couple other guys in this. Who are you watching right now? I'm excited. I'm just excited because this is the moment of truth for everyone right here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the BHB Bartolo Series Game 5. I am your host, Mafia. However, I will try to be as unbiased as possible for today's game. Cleveland Steamers, we've got Willie Mays Hayes, Kevin Chumbawamba, Don Mattingly batting third, Raj Chambers cleaning up, Travis Bickle coming back from the bench in left field, Jackson Brown, Thermos Monsoon, and Chris Rizzo rounding out the lineup. Chet Steadman pitching today. Of course, Chet Steadman kind of mercurial. We'll see if this is truly a legendary outing for him or one of the Steadman flops. On the other side, we got our Cazadores right here. Joey Phillips starting it off, Primetime Pete. Jamie Borquez, Trent Williams, Biscuit Basher. Can he get another bash? Patrick McKinstry, number 5. Bob Marley, 6. Dusty Crust, 7th. And Charlie Bubblegum, number 8. Of course, game time decision not to put Jackson Allen in. He could be in next round. We'll have to see. Jade Richards pitching it. And, yeah, you know what? I think I'm getting a call here from the front office. I think the Cazadores are going to put in Jackson Allen for today's match. We need to see, you know, it's been a revolving door. I think the lineup will stay how it is, but other than that, it seems to be a good matchup today. I'm just excited, you know, to see how this league is unfolded. So many narratives just come to a head right here. So many, you know, it's just the optimism of an entire season just comes together, and I don't know, I'm getting emotional. Anyway, you might wonder why I'm here. Simple. The big man and Donnie Dickshot, everyone else, they're flying to Cleveland right now for games 6 and 7. So the BSN, in a flurried attempt, got their only intern who was left in the San Juan area and got them announcing, ladies and gentlemen, the game has started. First up, we got Willie Mays Hayes, Kevin Chumbawamba, and Don Mattingly, an intimidating starting 3 right now. Jade Richards winds up. That one's a ball. Second pitch. Rocketed right back. Barely misses Richards right into Joey Phillips' glove. That will be the first hit of the game by Willie Mays Hayes. Kevin Chumbawamba. I think he might be a frontline MVP candidate right here. That one down low. Ooh! What a pick by Bob Marley. And that one rocketed right there. Jade Richards can't pick it up and throws it right to Kevin Chumbawamba. I am currently experiencing a little bit of a lag right now. I do not know if this is serious. Don Mattingly takes an outside ball. Takes one, swings at a breaking ball down low. That one down low called for a strike. I don't know if I agree with that one. That one hit really well. Asher backs up. Hold on. And that one's into the pocket of Jackson Allen. Joey Phillips up to the plate. Fouls it off right here. Foul ball number 2. I'm currently experiencing quite possibly the worst lag known to man. That one's a hit, very far. I am currently seeing a blank screen, but that one looks super far. Oh, is that an out? That's an out. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the Wi-Fi in the plane right now is not exactly the best, and that one is a rocket. And that one also an out. 2 to the right fielder's glove. Trent Williams hits that one right into the glove of, I believe that is Jackson Brown. 3 up, 3 down. This one looking to be a pitcher's duel early.
Number 18, the third baseman.
Here we are, Roger Chambers. Of course, he's been red hot this whole playoff series. Can he do it again? Pitch by Richards. Great hit right over to the center fielder's glove, Joey Phillips. And once again, the same start as last inning. Can it get a different end? And next, Travis Bickle. Bickle, of course, got benched for a bit of a altercation with the manager up today, but takes 2 strikes early. Takes a ball kind of high and outside. That one popped up straight up in the air. Bob Marley safely pockets that one. And up next, we got ourselves Mr. Jackson Brown. Brown, a mid-season pickup. I'm very fond of him. I think he is a dark horse Rookie of the Year candidate, in my opinion. You know, and a very good guy. When we interviewed him, you know, he was nothing. That one's rocketed straight over. Great double play. And you'll have to excuse me.
Now batting, number 41, the right fielder.
Moment. And up next, Biscuit Basher, possibly the most red-hot batter since starting up. However, wouldn't know it. Goes straight into the pocket of a third baseman, 1 out. Patrick McKinstry, opposite effect. He was super intimidating early in the season, kind of cooled off, hit one. That one goes straight into the glove of the third baseman. Bob Marley up. He, of course, walked it off last game. Can he do it again? That one shot right into the... no. Out number 3. Well, you can see Passador's bullpen right there. We have ourselves quite an interesting pitcher's duel going on between Chet Stedman and Jade Richards. Thurvis Monsoon, an intimidating batter in the back end of the lineup. Really someone you've got to worry about. You know, you might prepare for Chumbawamba, Mattingly, Bickle, and just as I say that, that looks like an absolute rocket out off the wall, almost a home run. And that one will be the first extra base hit of the game by Thurvis Monsoon. You know, Monsoon is just someone you can't write off. Neither can you write off this guy, Chris Rizzo, an absolutely intimidating youngster. He can absolutely rocket the ball. That one's grounded straight to the center fielder. Can he throw it in? He will throw it in time to catch Monsoon on third. Keeps him there, and no runs will score. Now it's up to Chet Stedman. Can he make some magic early? Ball 1. Ball high and outside, or inside. That one, a swinging bunt right there, catches him at first, and now there are runners in scoring position on third and second for Willie Mays Hayes, who's already had a single and is an electric batter with runners in scoring position. That one's a deep hit. Super deep, you'll have to excuse my Wi-Fi. Oh, man, a 2 RBI double by Willie Mays Hayes. And honestly, this could be big trouble for the Cazadores earlier if they can't get their heads in the game. And oh, an important K there. Chumbawamba goes down swinging. Hold on. Don Mattingly up to the bat. 0-1, he also went completely hitless in the last game. I think him getting wood on the ball will be a big sign Some good, basically a good omen for the Steamers. That one's a rocket. Borquez can't get to it. Phillips will try to go in. I think Hayes is rounding third, and he will score 3-0 early in the game.
Number 18, the third baseman.
Got Roger Chambers here, and you can just hear that one go, and Joey Phillips can track it down, but not before Don Mattingly rounds third, excuse me. And it's now 4-0, and suddenly this is turning into an ugly inning for Jade Richards. Travis Bickle puts it straight over to Jackson Allen.
Now batting, number 57,
Started up.
third baseman.
Now the Cazadores really need to respond here in some way, shape, or form. Even a hit to knock Chet Sedman out of his rhythm. Can Dusty Crust start it off? That one's a hit straight to Hayes, 1 out.
Second baseman.
Jackson Allen, the second batter. He is been on and off the bench for completely different reasons than Bickle. Jackson Allen, of course, got not arrested, but caught with PEDs in the middle of the season, explaining why he was so good in spring training. On 2 strikes, that one's really well hit. I am currently staring at a blank screen. That one could be gone. A Cazadores bomb, a bomb in Bomb City by the 8th batter, Jackson Allen. And Allen, while not having nearly the defensive prowess of Bubblegum, can hit the ball far. You just saw it there. Jade Richards pops it straight up into the air. I think Thermos has a glove on that. That should be the second out of the inning. Now it's time for primetime P. Joey Phillips. Can he start a 2-out rally here? That one seems to be well hit. Well hit if you were a fan. 1-0 or 0-1. That one pops straight up in the air again. Fans are going to get plenty of stuff today. Sorry. A lot of fouls. Joey Phillips has been really getting a lot of contact, even if it's not good contact. And we just saw it there with that single. He'll knock down the pitcher's stamina and kind of knock him off his groove. Now we have Jamie Borquez, intimidating batter. However, he is known to just look at the ball, as we just saw it there. 1-1 right now, the count. Sedman with a low ball. I think that one is just going to go safely into Kevin Chumbawamba's glove. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up all my baseball equipment right now. 4-1, at least 1 point on the board for the Cazadores to keep them in the game. However, this is looking pretty good for the Steamers early. Strike 1. Strike 2, Jade Richards getting a bit of a rhythm here. Ball 1 outside. And that one, a great pitch right up in his upper shoulder area. You would not think that is a strike until the umpire says so. Now Thermos Monsoon, the guy who started off this rally last time, hits a shot. Joey Phillips just pockets that, however. 2 away. Now Chris Rizzo, another intimidating batter in the back end. Ball down low. Second one, a tip. Jade Richards cannot come up with the ball. Jackson Allen runs over to get it, and that one is a safe. A great play by Rizzo, great heads-up move to keep legging it out. He saw Jade Richards with what he thought was with the ball, and no play. Now they have a chance to at least make something happen. Stedman can put it on. Pitch 2-2 now. That one tipped up in the air. I think we've got ourselves the end of the inning into Bob Marley's glove. 3 down. And other than that, I don't know if I'd call it an error, but a kind of defensive mishap. It's been a 1-2-3 inning. Trent Williams up to the plate. That one's an absolute rocket. And will fall in for base hit. Sorry, folks. I am currently experiencing some sort of technical difficulty right now. But Biscuit Basher down low for strike 1. Intimidating batter. He Makes contact with the ball, goes straight into Chet Sedman's glove, and that one is a double play. Great move by the Steamers, and we've seen that in practice yesterday. We had a chance to see their defensive team. Now it's time for Patrick McKinstry to make something happen. Takes the ball low, makes contact, but goes straight into the fans. Strike one. Strike two, a nice pitch there. That one's a rocket. Going far back is Chumbawamba. I am currently seeing frames on the screen, but Chumbawamba is able to come up with it. And now we face the brunt of the order. 1, 2, 3, Mays, Hayes, Chumbawamba, Mattingly. And can this lead get even bigger for Cleveland? That one's a rocket. Borquez bobbles the ball and still makes the play. Out number one, and finally Mays Hayes is able to get some sort of, out. Chumbawamba takes it 1-1. You should see tempers flaring. That inside pitch could be a message. Strike two, caught. And a great strikeout. Chumbawamba has been completely silent so far this game, and this could be an interesting point to accentuate if I were Zach Grumman in the management team. Don Mattingly, a good hit, but that one goes straight into the glove of Jackson Allen. 3 up, 3 down, and not many teams can say they just tamed the top three of the Steamers like that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bob Marley up to the plate. Strike one. Strike two, I only heard that one right now. But foul ball. Oh, and he strikes out. Hold on a minute. And up next, Dusty Crotts. And folks, you might have to excuse me for a moment. I might be out for a few minutes as I am currently experiencing a black screen. In the meantime, enjoy the game. I will be scrambling to find out what is going on. Thank you for right now.
Now batting, number 18, the third baseman.
Hello? Number two, and I think, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Sorry, I think we flew through the Bermuda Triangle, which makes no sense. That is not in the right way, and we can see the game clear as day for out number three, and suddenly seems the arms cooled down. I'm sorry in advance. Had a little technical difficulties with in-plane Wi-Fi. Jade Richards gets subbed out for Dwight Schrute, who has not had a hit in any of his at-bats. I do not agree with Zach Grumman's judgment right here. However, of course, he did lead this team to the playoffs. Sometimes got to let him happen. And would you know it, Dwight Schrute's first career hit is in Game 5 of the Bartolo Series. And now it sets the table for Joey Phillips, Jamie Borquez, Trent Williams, and that intimidating Cazadores lineup. An inside ball to start it off. Stedman hits one. That one's outside. Chumbawamba cannot come up with the ball. And now suddenly two are on for one of the most intimidating batters in the league, let alone San Juan, Jamie Borquez. Now, of course, Jamie Borquez, not a fan of interviews at all, but we did manage to get one. And it's strange. It's strange. It's not something you can really market. Chumbawamba comes up with it this time and manages to get the out. Runners stay there, and nothing really happens. Now it's time for Trent Williams, who has developed a reputation as a contact hitter recently after his power streak earlier. He seems to always have a hit, especially in the playoffs right here. And we just saw it there. Willie Mays Hayes cannot come up with a ball. Rounding third is Dwight Schrute, and that could be another run. It is for San Juan, 4-2. And it feels so good to actually be able to watch the game now. I'm sorry, folks. Biscuit Bash are feeling very tense. And who wouldn't be when you are expected to be one of the best batters in the game? And you've gone 0 for 3 now. Chumbawamba trying to put a stopper on this. Patrick McKinstry 0 for 2, but we know he can rake if he tries. Chet Stedman, of course, just trying to stop it. And that one, what a play by Mays Hayes to end it right there. I have never seen range like that. And he should be an Olympian with that type of range. I swear he was able to make it from what seemed like first base. And, I mean, I don't know. He might be playing the wrong sport. A great breaking ball to start it off for Froyo Zen. Froyo Zen, of course, the much maligned reliever, however good for eating innings. This is, of course, a direct quote from Zach Grummett, who does not sugarcoat anything. And that's, of course, out number 1, right to Jamie Borquez's glove. Froyo Zen dishing to Curtis Rizzo. 2 high balls to start it off, not usually a good sign, but you don't know what's going on in the enigma of Zen's mind. 3 balls and swings at one that I think might have been ball 4. However, now it's out 2, and we'll never know what was going through Rizzo's head. However, I do not agree with that plate discipline, especially this late in the game. And Stedman, that is an absolute jam. Back almost at the wall, warning track power, and oh my God. Chet Stedman might not be playing the right position. I just said this for Willie Mays Hayes, but we might have ourselves a real hitter here. And it could be a good sign for season 3 if you got yourself the home run champion who also can hit, or also can pitch, sorry. Trying to make something happen is Bob Marley. Low ball. Of course, Bob Marley, very enigmatic. However, much loved in the locker room. And he'll take that one and kind of outside and low, but in the strike zone, and that will be out number 1. Dusty Crust. Can he make something happen? Outside ball. Ooh, strike. Similar placement. I could see why he would take that. Screwball outside. Ball 2. Screwball inside. He gets a glove on it, slaps it down, and gets it right to Don Mattingly for out number 2. Now, Jackson Allen, the 8th batter, started the Cazadores runs with a home run. Can he repeat? Can he at least get on base? That's what I think a lot of Cazadores fans are saying. That was a great bunt, and actually an incredible swinging bunt to get him on base. And now suddenly, Nick Rosas, who is a great bench bat, has a chance to make something happen. However, he does not. Instead, the inning is over, and now Froyo Zen is subbed out. Symir Woods, known around the locker room as Lil Uzi for how fast he can pitch the ball, and more importantly, how well he can rap, will face off the 1-2-3 punch of Willie Mays Hayes, Kevin Chumbawamba, and Don Mattingly. But pitch number 1, right. He didn't even need to wait. You know, screw Ted Williams and his advice. He's going on the first pitch, and that one goes straight into the glove of Trent Williams for out number 1. Symir Woods. Kevin Chumbawamba just gives a souvenir to another lucky Cazadores fan. And that one, he'll give a different type of souvenir, as that one could be gone and cold streak snapped. Kevin Chumbawamba has given the Steamers their 5th run of the game on a 407-foot bomb. And you can see why he's the MVP favorite when he makes plays like that. And now suddenly, you're in the hole facing off against an intimidating back of the lineup. Don Mattingly goes number 3. That one popped up straight into Bob Marley's glove and comes down with it for out number 2. Roger Chambers, again, showing that elite playoff skill. He's very disciplined. You could see another hit from him. You can see why Symir seems to be avoiding the strike zone right now. This could be an intentional walk, or at least trying to pitch around him. He hits it straight back to Simon Woods. Cannot come up with it. And what a bobble by Trent Williams. You've got to make that. It's game 5. You don't make this. Isn't. Oh my God. And a terrible catch by that. It doesn't matter. Just the humiliation of coming down with what seemed to be a routine play and it turns into an error. And I feel kind of bad for Trent Williams right now. Chet Steadman still going strong, enduring a lot from this Cazadores lineup. However, he is still pitching a 2-run gem right now and facing basically one of the best lineups in the game. With a smile on his face, he seems to be rocking and rolling, and that one, it goes right into the glove of the right fielder for out number 2. And Trent the Dent, or as we call him around here, Willpower, takes a looping swing, and it seems this entire lineup is just baffled by Steadman's stuff. Forkball down, but he stayed back on that one, and Trent Williams has his 3rd hit of the day. And suddenly, it seems that, well, maybe not. Biscuit Basher has not been in a funk. However, if I were them, this might be the last inning for old Chet. That one's an absolute sky bomb right there. Out number 3. Of course, 5-2. Cazadores don't seem to be executing on their hits. They only have one last hit, however, far fewer runs, especially in the playoffs when 1 run can make all the difference. Simon Woods pitches again right into Jackson Allen's glove, and Trent Williams can catch this one this time. Out number 1. Thermos Monsoon takes a high one, ball 1. Seems to be very calm right there, and I would expect nothing less. Thermos Monsoon just jacks that right over to the bleachers in right field. 6-2 Steamers, sorry, mixed up my teams there. 6-2 Steamers, and suddenly this game has gone from tense to ugly. Simon Woods, not known for his run, giving up runs. It's just given up 2 home runs. Now we have Steadman. Of course, he showed that elite power. However, they'll put him out for Duke Hammer, someone who actually might have power, not just some luck. But we'll see about that. 2 balls outside. Simon Woods seems very intimidated. However, a high changeup, a really risky call, and suddenly counts even, 2-2. Defensive swing down. That one's rocketed straight to Trent Williams, and now LaMichael Jordan just has to defend a 4-run lead, a comfortable pillow between the back end of the Cazadores lineup. However, those counts would fool you. These guys are dangerous when against the wall, as we've seen time and time again, especially in this playoff series. Jordan, of course, being the kryptonite of the team, however, he couldn't ever seem to stop him, and Patrick McKinstry goes down looking on an absolutely wicked forkball. Bob Marley, can he start something off? On a rocket, can't get by Hayes, and I was praising Hayes' range, but you've got to be able to do that again. You can't just do that once. Web gems don't wait for people to be watching. And now suddenly Bob Marley's out, or in, excuse me. And on first. And Dusty Crust will rocket that one. That one goes deep. Not enough for a home run, but that might be enough for at least a double. And Dusty Crust has suddenly set the table for what possibly could be another one of the Cazadores' signature comebacks, or at least less of a big loss. We saw it right there. Jackson Allen, a sacrifice grounder, kind of. You can't really get away with that when you're down 3 and down to your last out. Now suddenly we have Mike Coxlong. He had heroics against the Turkeys. Can he repeat? Coxlong hits that one right into the gap. Jackson Brown comes up with it, and that will be out number 3. The Steamers have officially control their own destiny. If they win the next game, they are your Season 2 Bartolo champions. And now they have to do something that honestly kind of scares people in Cleveland, and that's win at home. We look at the stats right here. Jamie Borquez got completely shut out. Bickle and Brown also. And, you know, I'd say that this series looks pretty advantageous for the Steamers. However, you've got to know two things. One, the Cazadores thrive off of this underdog mindset. And two, the Steamers are just not that good in their hometown, the one that's plastered right on their logo. Thermos Monsoon with an elite game. Jackson Allen pretty good, and Chet Steadman, who I would consider to be my player of the game. Those two runs don't really tell the whole story. He had a completely dominating performance, able to shut down a lineup that has been making noise all over the league. Now, we're on to Game 6. Winner take all. Not winner take all, but, you know, one winner. Steamers win, they'll take it. Steamers don't win, then it's winner take all. Excuse me. I'm just an intern. I don't usually announce. I am the guy who sets up the Wi-Fi, which is why the Wi-Fi is so terrible today, as we have two trained monkeys and my pet cat Jim Jim, and they're running the Wi-Fi. Sorry about that. Just going to take a quick look at the stats right here. We should have the same lineups as today. Thomas Simpson up to the plate, or up to the mound for the Cazadores. Simpson has been really on and off, just like Chet Steadman before him. However, when it comes to pressure, I think, you know, it's not really down to the pitching, it's more down to the bats. Can guys like Borquez, Basher, and McKinstry wake up and realize that this is Game 6? You know, this isn't the this isn't spring training. They've got to wake up and be able to play. And as for those Steamers, they just need to keep their foot on the gas and slit the throat of those damn Cazadores. And ladies and gentlemen, Game 6 should be starting pretty soon. Of course, let's get another look at that amazing Steamers lineup. Same lineup as before. Nuke Lelouch, converted reliever into starter. And, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of film of him. He was very shut down earlier. However, he did have a bit of a problem later in the starting role. I have not seen enough of him to make a really definitive opinion. However, anyone with that amount of raw skill is going to be a beast on the mound. So let's see if Nuke Lelouch can close this out and finish the job, or will we be going back to Ricardo Zaragoza and I believe Mr. Steak Fries for Game 7. You can feel the tension in the air tonight. Millions and millions of fans tuning in right now, including our beloved BHB Loyal in the chat, who I am currently neglecting. Just like that ball, Joey Phillips shows him again an elite patience. However, he did swing on a low one down and away, defensive swing on the same type of pitch. That one's an absolute rocket. Can he come up with it? No! He bobbles the ball, and oh my God, starting it off with a double, and that's how you start a game, San Juan. Now all of a sudden in prime position to score are the San Juan Cazadores, and that, I wouldn't expect anything less from this series. I think, folks, this might go. Oh no, I spoke way too soon as Jamie Borquez once again does this famous choking at high pressure situations that he's known so well for. Okay guy, I don't know. Borquez is really my favorite. Trent Williams, however, that's a different story. Good guy, very quiet as of recently. He's been focusing on the craft, and you can see he's focused very hard as that one is a dribbler straight to Chumbawamba's glove. 1-0 Cazadores to start it off in the first inning. And they are they're setting a dangerous precedent to the Steamers that they will not go down easily. Biscuit Basher, even their outs are intimidating. As you just saw there, that one really seemed to spook the people in the audience. Of course, that was just a dribbler. But anyone that can get casual fans spooked will definitely spook the heart and minds of the Steamers and Cazadores. And you just saw it there, Patrick McKinstry, and risky move right there by Trent Williams, able to make it into third, and now runners on the corners for Bob Marley. That one, I do not agree with that aggressive base running, but you know, Trent Williams, sometimes you gotta live like Trent Williams and just risk it all. Speaking of which, Bob Marley takes 2 balls, 2 and 1, or 1 and 2. No, 2 and 1. 2 and 2. Oh! And he let the pressure get to him right there, folks. As we just saw him swing at an absolutely terrible pitch. At least terrible to hit. You can see why Nuke Lelouch was so highly rated by the Steamers faithful. He makes guys miss, and Jesus Christ! That's an out, but that's an intimidating out. This one could be a slugfest early on. Willie Mays Hayes flashing that brilliant bat. Chumbawamba next up. He's been red hot, especially later on last game. Going outside ball, I can see why you want to pitch around him. Ooh. High fastball. Those are the ones he usually likes, and you can see he made contact with the same pitch. Too high for the forkball. Of course, Thomas Simpson pitching both a screwball and a forkball, and however has not had any Tommy John, not had any issues with his elbow, which is honestly quite miraculous in today's game that you're able to pull off 2 of the most taxing pitches and still manage. Trumbull, of course, out with a grounder, and Don Mattingly follows suit with an absolutely towering pop out. And these Steamers, even when they get out, it looks scary. I'm scared in the booth. I can't imagine how guys who are dealing with the pressure of millions of fans have to be feeling when Lucky looks so unlucky. Dusty Cross almost had a home run like yesterday, and oh, he does it again. Another almost home run off the fence. Chumbawamba, good range there, and pretty good way to keep him on second. Of course, Dusty Crust not used to getting on the plate, but on the bases, but he is pretty dangerous once he starts running. Jackson Allen takes a low strike. Low and inside. I think that was a slider. And that one pulled right to the right field line. Right fielder just trying to track it down. Rizzo is able to throw it into second, but not before another run is on. And 2-0 San Juan for the pitcher. And this could be very interesting. It's sort of a mirror image of last game. Thomas Simpson, could he have an RBI? No. But still, no one out. 2 on, 2-0. And Primetime P, an absolutely beastly contact hitter, up to the plate. Nuke Lelouch dishes one, but that one, not exactly a wise decision. 3-0 for Jamie Borquez. He's had an absolutely ice-cold day so far, or a couple days. I don't know how the continuity goes. And he hits some really uncharacteristic dribblers straight to Mays Hayes. However, it advances the runners. Can't really complain there. Trent Williams locked in after his RBI single earlier in the game. Could have 2 more RBIs if all goes to plan. Nuke Lelouch feeling a little tense out there. I can see it in his face. However, he is a very positive guy, so especially in a game where narratives and emotions flip on a dime, you could definitely see this tense nature just boil away. And that one, far enough, I think, for Thomas Simpson to just run straight home. A sacrifice fly by Trent Williams, 4-0, exactly the score that the Steamers had by the 3rd inning, if you'll remember correctly. Biscuit Basher Another intimidating bat. And oh! Oh my God! Someone call the medic. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some doctors going on to the field, and I think everyone in the audience just has a nature of stunned. Extreme pain. He's been diagnosed with extreme pain, of course. He will definitely not be pitching anymore, and this is really just a terrible situation, especially for such a loved figure in the dugout like Nuke Lelouch. You know, the Cazadores know all too well what happens when a pitcher gets absolutely rocked like that. 2 down now. Jackson Brown, the 6th batter. Thomas Simpson looks to be in a bit of a groove. He retires 2 guys on 2 pitches. You know, important stat to keep an eye on is that pitch count, especially in the BHB. Players with good stamina and a level-headed attitude tend to last very long. You know, you see that, especially with Ricardo Zaragoza, some guys, they'll pitch well, but they stop scattershot. That one, an absolute bomb right to the warning track, and a no-hitter through 2, which means absolutely nothing. However, oh my God. Oh, okay. They had Lelouch. I think Lelouch might have insisted that he come out there, but I think cooler heads prevailed as Martin Daddario, as you know, I'm living in Italy, and that one rocks straight to the right fielder. Rizzo throws it in, and right off the bat, they set the table up nicely with Patrick McKinstry, a fast guy, to possibly make this lead even bigger. Bob Marley, anti-clutch earlier in the game when he struck out, and gets caught in an inside ball. In fact, he hit it that far is pretty lucky. He seemed to be out of sorts. However, didn't get any worse. Dusty Crust, who is slowly but surely heating up after an absolutely, I wouldn't say abysmal, but not exactly the start they had in mind when they called him up from AAA Olympia as their contact hitter of the future. Crust hits that one. Don Mattingly is able to track that down and just takes a nice relaxing snag at that one. Jackson Allen, another double. He's been pretty hot. Of course, he has been rumored to be moving or maybe even retiring. He is a bit long in the tooth. That one, sky-high one, straight into Chumbawamba's glove. So 1 hit, but no damage for the Steamers, as Martin Daddario is able to shore up what seemed to be a big problem. And it does seem, from our medical reporters, that Nuke Lelouch is fine. He seems a bit delirious, of course, walking onto the plate when he definitely was in no condition to, but I think he will be okay. 2 out right now for Thomas Simpson. He seems to be dishing it. But it's important never to get too complacent with this, as soon, take it from me, a former pitcher, as soon as you rest in your laurels and think you've got some sort of groove, those batters will be able to tell. They can read your mind and are prepared to just absolutely rock it. Case in point, that one is going straight to Basher's glove, but as a pitcher, when you see one that even has the chance of going out, it can really intimidate you. And now we got 9-1-2. Thomas Simpson, the first batter up to the plate. Daddario, open for a bit of run support. And that one is his 2nd hit of the day. Great game by Thomas Simpson, able to get 2 singles. He has had more hits than the entire Steamers order, which honestly is a bit baffling. However, I don't expect that to last. Ball 1, Joey Phillips. Phillips is hitting the groove, and there we go, another infield single. Kind of the specialty of this team, just grooving it between the infielders for an infield hit. And Cam Borquez, who's had a pretty abysmal day, gets something going. Gives a souvenir to one of the Cleveland faithful. Low ball. Breaking ball inside usually is favorite. Doesn't bite. And that one, I would not swing at that one. Infield fly right there. Out number 1. As Jackson Brown just comes down with it. Not a good game for Borquez. However, Trent Williams, a different story. Seems absolutely locked today. No bat. That one hit right to Jackson Brown. Hits in Willie Mays Hayes, and Dong Mattingly completes the double play. 10 hits so far for the Cazadores. However, they have not been able to convert on those early opportunities these past two innings. Testament to Dario. That one, foul ball. Kevin Chumbawamba. I could go on and on about how good he is. However, you really gotta appreciate him as a human being too. As we had the chance to interview him yesterday during the day off, and strikeout. I'll finish my statement that he seemed completely locked in. He seemed like he was just having a great time in practice with his friends, his Steamers. Steamers dugout, they have a really great culture there. Out number 2 from Simpson. Roger Chambers. Steamers lineup going cold. It might be a trap, might be a siren song. As I've gone on before, you can't get too complacent as a pitcher. No lead, as we've seen time and time again, especially the Cazadores, no lead is insurmountable. Any lead can be come back from. All it takes is one spark for an entire lead to just go up in flames. And Biscuit Basher, another cold game for him, it seems. So he just grounds that out straight to the third baseman. Patrick McKinstry follows suit. Another grounder to the third baseman. Can we go 3 for 3 with Bob Marley? Hopefully not. If I were a Cazadores fan. Marley 0 for 2. Almost does follow suit. That one falls on the other side of the line. Strike 2, a great pitch. Great breaking ball. And he hits that one. That one should be going foul. And no, he cannot come down with a ball. Just falls out of play. Another foul ball. Good strategy to kind of whittle down his stamina little by little. Not effective, though, as Jackson Brown should come up with this. 3 up, 3 down, Steamers, and finally finding some sort of stability there after that absolutely horrific injury by Nuko Lush. Travis Bickle. An absolute nightmare earlier in the season. And that one just curves foul. And that almost was the Steamers' first point of the game. Bickle looks mad. He wanted that on the other side. Fouls it off. Bickle, of course, his previous job was a taxi driver. Strike 3 called, and what suddenly seemed to be a home run is now a strikeout. Jackson Brown up to the plate. Very good defensive player. However, don't write him off with the stick. He is pretty great. As we just saw, he has launched that one up into right field over the big fence for the first bomb of the game, and it's Cleveland on the board, 4-1 off a Jackson Brown shot. He just pulled that one straight over. I think he knew it. You could see it in his eyes. He just kind of knew that one was going out. Now suddenly, Thermos Monsoon with the chance. That no-hitter is broken up in a big way. Now suddenly, the dam might be breaking. And Thermos Monsoon legs one out. And suddenly, what seemed to be a great performance by Thomas Simpson regressed slightly back into the realm of normalcy. And Jackson Brown cannot come up with it. 3 straight hits. And now suddenly 2 are on. Thermos Monsoon on second. Will Martin Daddario be subbed out here? No. I don't know. I don't really agree with this one. You don't really want to keep your pitcher out there for too long. Especially, a reliever, a long reliever like Daddario. As you see right there, they don't do anything with the stick. And just going to psych them out. Jackson Allen comes down with a ball. Now Willie Mays Hayes, who has been silent today, over only a fool would only a fool would rest right now, considering how lethal he can be with a bat. Never mind, it seems, as Bob Marley just comes straight down with a ball. 3 hits from the Steamers and 1 run off a Jackson Brown bomb to make this game a little bit more manageable. Now Ken Daddario, with that cushion, or not with that cushion, but more with the precedent that the bats aren't totally asleep, maintain this 4-run deficit, or 3-run deficit now. Jeez, I'm sorry, I failed math class. 1 away, right here, strike 1 to Jackson Allen. That one caught him on a screwball. That one just popped straight up into the air. You could have counted the hang time in minutes before Thermos Monsoon is able to bring it down. Thomas Simpson will stay up there. This is a decision I agree with. He's, home run aside and kind of those 3 hits, he's had an absolutely great game, and I wouldn't expect him to go down so soon, especially considering how well he's hitting. Screwball outside, or slider outside, sorry. High fastball. Now it's full count, and a strikeout. And Daddario has had an absolutely great, stopgap performance. Now it's suddenly up to the bats. With this great performance, can they capitalize? Chumbawamba hits that one, deflected straight to Jackson Allen for out number 1. Of course, the bearded side of the infield, coming up with plenty of plays. Ron Mattingly, pretty silent this series. Can he break it out in a big way? 2 balls, 3 balls. Seems Simpson is pitching around Mattingly. And that's why that one is an absolute rocket, and not able to come up with it is Joey Phillips. Mattingly braced the slump in a huge way, 4-2 Steamers. Ladies and gentlemen, this game just suddenly got a bit closer as Roger Chambers steps up to the plate with a lead down to 2. Now Simpson, who, like many pitchers, is a bit streaky, or more gets into the groove, really needs to maintain that groove. That should help with a fly out straight to McKinstry's glove. 2 away for Travis Bickle, who I said before, former taxi driver. Steamers brass, apparently, this is all rumor, but they found him, fired after a job gone horribly wrong. Maybe it was one of the CEOs, but boy can he ball. So whatever Travis Bickle did to get on this team, it was a good idea because he can rake it, let alone, or set aside the fact that he just got out. Joey Phillips having a great game against Daddario, who is also having a great game but looks completely gassed. Pitching 40 pitches as a reliever, not usually a good sign, especially a young guy like this. Phillips flies it out straight over to the right fielder. Jamie Borquez, ice cold these past few games. That one's in the dirt. Even Borquez, who might need surgery on his eyes, could see that one was a ball. However, he doesn't see this one is not one to hit, as Chris Rizzo is certainly getting his money's worth from that glove, 2 down. And now suddenly Randy Johnson, no relation to the Mariners and Diamondbacks player, just, one of those Elvis guys, but Randy Johnson, and looks like Randy Johnson and plays like Randy Johnson. I don't know. Regardless, starts off strong, 1-2, and only able to get a completely wimpy hit out of Trent Williams, 4-2. And after those last 2 innings, this lead seems microscopic now, especially when you've got Jackson Brown, who is really started this whole thing off, going from a no-hitter to a home run. And oh my God, he has done it again? Or has he? No. You should thank the architects there, as that is only a triple instead of a home run. Joey Phillips just able to get that one in before he can round third. And now There is no way better. Stop it. And oh, almost repeats. As that one will be an out, but also a run, a sacrifice fly by Thermos Monsoon to make it 4-3. And oh man, this is a close one. Thomas Simpson looks a bit psyched out now. Not really, distressed or anything, but I would consider going to the pen after this inning. Randy Johnson up to the plate. Gets subbed out instantly for Big Country, whose number is very funny. And Big Country just takes the first one. Sometimes you gotta have that simple way of looking things. I'm not saying Big Country is simple. He actually is a Harvard graduate and has won multiple Nobel Prizes. However, he just looked at that straight away and oh my God! The very next pitch is just rocketed into right field, and now suddenly the Steamers are on top. Willie Mays Hayes, 4-5, and they are, you have to count really, but they're only a couple outs away from that Bartolo, and they can taste it. I do not agree with keeping Simpson out there. No matter how good that start was, he is gassed. And that might be the icing on the cake, folks, as Kevin Chumbawamba is able to rock off a double. All eyes are on Zach Grummett as to what to do, especially with Dog Mattingly. Oh, my. Oh, they're pitching him out. Listen, I don't really agree with this. It might be just kind of a preference. It might be some sort of 40 chess that he's doing, but I do not agree with that call. Maybe it's Roger Chambers, who's had an uncharacteristically bad game, or I should say just he hasn't had a hit yet. And oh no, as soon as I say that, Roger Chambers rocks one off. That one's a great throw. Not able to make it in time. 4-6 Steamers. And now suddenly the floodgates are open and the Steamers are only 6 outs away from that Bartolo with a 2-run lead. And now all eyes are on this Cazadores lineup as if they can finish the job. LaMichael Jordan, who absolutely shut down the Cazadores, will be facing off Biscuit Basher, Patrick McKinstry, and Bob Marley. Basher has not had a hit these past 2 games. Can he break out? Ball 2. Outside. Ball 3 seems to be pitching around Biscuit Basher. Ooh, 4 straight on Biscuit Basher. He really pitched around what seemed to be a pretty cold batter, especially one who has that speed that Biscuit Basher has been developing. That one's a rocket straight down the line, not able to come up with it, is Travis Bickle. Foul. Low ball. If I were this team, I'd just wait it out. It doesn't seem to be that LaMichael Jordan is really keeping it accurate. Here's the pitch. And oh no. That one's just airmail straight over to Chumbawamba's glove. 5 outs remaining for Cleveland. Here comes the very, very tense Bob Marley. Doesn't look like he's having his usual laid-back self. This is a dangerous sign. Right over to Jackson Brown. 1-2. And it is down to the last 3 batters, the end of the order, to keep this San Juan Cazadores alive. Can Anita K now keep this run differential close? This is an out. Straight over to Trent Williams. Thermos Monsoon had a single on the day. Can he do it again? No. Scooped up by Dusty Cross. And Chris Rizzo up to the plate. It's the last batter in all but name. Well, I shouldn't say that, but he's pretty elite. And we just saw it there. 4-7 now. And the Steamers seem to be running right to the trophy, 420 feet. And this might be over. I don't want to call it over right away, but we might have ourselves a winner in the Cleveland Steamers. Ball shot straight to K now, but that isn't really relevant. Dusty Cross, Jackson Allen, Anita K now, who probably will not be batting. But 7, 8, 9 need to come up with 3 runs. Their season is over, and we have ourselves a new champion. Foul ball. Outside pitch. It's just a dribbler to Maze Hayes. 1 out. Jackson Allen. 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Can he do it? There's a strike. Very similar pitch, different type though. And oh, strike 2. Allen getting into a bit of a hole here. Oh! Caught him on the inside pitch. And they're down to their final out with Dwight Schrute, who really I would not trust. He is all they have left. And that one's a dribbler. Jackson Brown comes up with it into Don Mattingly's glove. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a new Bartolo champion. The Cleveland Steamers take it 4-2. And I am honestly astounded at the fortitude this team showed, especially in this game, able to come back from a 4-run deficit early in the game to just rally around and win the game and the series in front of their hometown fans. I'm sure we're going to have interviews. I'm sure we're going to have, a whole trophy bestowing ceremony and stuff like that. Everyone with a hit except for Travis Bickle and, of course, Nuke LaLoosh. Jamie Borquez 0 for 4, and that might be the reason they lost this, was Borquez and Basher going ice cold. And I would like to call attention to the fact that Mr. Donnie Dickshot, sorry, I don't know why I blanked out, Mr. Donnie Dickshot was correct in his analysis that the Cazadores and Steamers game would go to 6 with Cleveland. And I can already see Darla walking onto the field right now. She's been pretty quiet. I haven't seen a lot from Darla recently, but honestly, you're not gonna see much from her unless she's in the dugout right now. I think it's safe to say I was rooting for the other team. However, I would like to personally congratulate Cleveland Steamers on their great season. Definitely one to pay attention to, and I am just excited for next year, as these teams will definitely be back in the playoff hunt. Just a matter of what the narrative is next year and who will be on which team. It's been quite a game, and I would like to personally congratulate. I think if I had to make a hero of the game, I'd say not really. I couldn't really come up with an MVP personally. These guys just showed nothing but fortitude. And even, the Cazadores, personally, I was assigned to be the analyst for the Cazadores this upcoming season. I've seen a lot of film from them. And don't write them off next year. They do have a lot of turnover in the offseason. They've got a lot of players to somehow fill the gaps that took them all the way over this year. But if they follow in the footsteps of Cleveland last year, we could be seeing a new team with the Bartolo next year. And I also like to call into attention the 2 teams that made it to the playoffs but not to the finals. Will the Desperados and will the Turkeys make it next year? Turkeys looking to get another team or another ring, and Desperados looking to finally get back at their arch rivals now that they have a ring. I would just like to congratulate everyone, and yeah, I think the next thing on the docket for people fans of the series, is award ceremony. I think we're gonna have a big award show once we get some administrative things, and I think really it's really down to who on the Steamers contributed just that little kind of morale boost. But I personally, looking over this kind of recap that I've got in front of me right now, is that there's one guy who's been consistently raking and consistently showing up time and time again. And honestly, I don't want to name. I'm going to leave it up to the voters here, but I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised once the announcement, or once the announcement of the award is set. As we see right now, I'm sorry, we're having quite a bit of technical difficulties, but we can see Don Mattingly right up there, captain of the team, and I think we got the commissioner out here, who also is Don Mattingly, but we've got some dude in the BHB shirt who hold on. Oh, here we go. So we have a dude in a BHB shirt who right now is just deciding, to just walk on the field. Oh, he's got the Bartolo. Oh, I didn't know that. And we can see right now he's bestowing to it. And Don Mattingly raising it up. And, sorry, folks. Sorry, we're experiencing a bit of technical difficulties right now.